I said we'd refocus on the people who actually attacked us on 9/11. And today, Al-Qaeda's on the run and Osama bin Laden is dead.
Well, it turns out President Obama may have spoken a little too soon. In a recent Senate Armed Services hearing, here's what one of our top intelligence officials had to say about Al-Qaeda being on the run. Listen.
Is Al-Qaeda on the run and on the path to defeat?
No, it is morphing and franchising itself, not only here, but other areas of the world.
So no, it's not morphing. So what does, it is morphing, not on the run. What does Al-Qaeda look like today, though? Here to help us break it all down is former UK Ministry of Defense Advisor Michael Kay. Michael, nice to see you this morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me again.
So not on the run, but really morphing into different regions around the world. And we've broken this down, and you can help explain to us. What region are we talking about, number one, where Al-Qaeda has fled and is now moving to? Al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb.
Well, I think we should start off by just saying that the biggest threat in 2014 to the U.S. homeland and more broadly to the Middle East and North Africa region, stability there, isn't your sovereign state actor. It's not China or Russia. It's your non-state actor. It's your individual, your group, your organization that doesn't align themselves to a command structure, that doesn't wear a uniform, that doesn't bear arms openly, and more importantly, Clayton, doesn't actually sign up to a rule book, the Geneva Convention, the International Criminal Court. So these are the non-state actor threat is the threat that is targeting the U.S. homeland at the moment. I think it's important that we break these down into four organizations. You mentioned Al-Qaeda in Maghreb. This is an organization that operates across North Africa, the Sahara Desert. And what it's trying to do is it's trying to establish a huge region called an emirate that operates under Sharia or Islamic law. So it's trying to target Tunisia, Algeria, Mali, all the way across to Libya and Algiers. And it's trying to take advantage of ungoverned spaces. So countries that have poor governance, they have mass corruption, weak police, weak army. And Al-Qaeda in Maghreb actually linked itself to Al-Qaeda core in 2007 with Sawiri. Their biggest attack of recent times was killing 39 civilians in an oil refinery in Algeria. So they're a huge threat in the region. Not a direct threat to the US, but because of the proximity to the doorstep of Europe and the ability to target Western US diplomats, US civilians working in Europe, etc., that's what makes them a big threat.
What about the Caucasus Emirate?
Yeah, another great question. The North Caucasus, Imran Katkav is the organization there. It's run by a guy called Umarov. He's an ex-Chechenian fighter fighting for Chechenian independence. And what he's done effectively is he's declared the North Caucasus region an emirate. And they're a threat, an indirect threat to the US because of targeting events such as Sochi, and US athletes and Western athletes there. So I think they're also a huge threat, indirectly also because their ability to destabilize Iraq and Syria to the south.
And speaking of Iraq, let's talk about the ISIS.
Yeah.
What region does this make up?
So ISIS operates, basically is the Islamic State for Iraq and Syria, and that's headed up by a guy called al-Baghdadi, who used to head up al-Qaeda in Iraq. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to effectively establish an emirate within Syria and within in Iraq. And they've been a link to al-Qaeda core for a while, although recently disowned.
We've heard a lot about the fourth on your list, AQAP, Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula.
Yeah, I mean, this is the final one. This is the organization that has a primary mandate to attack the homeland, the US homeland. And this is why we've seen so much activity by the CIA, by drones operating in Yemen. And Yemen, again, is another huge ungoverned space. It's suffering from poor governance. It's suffering from mass corruption. And it's suffering from a weak army and police. However, Al-Qaeda and AP have suffered some big setbacks recently through drone activity, through CIA activity, and also an own goal. And it attacked a hospital and killed 52 people and actually offered, very unusually, an apology for doing so. So it's had some setbacks, but not so much that it won't recover from them.
And drones being able to take off from Afghanistan, which might be a problem going forward with our relationship with Hamid Karzai. Michael Kay, always great to see you. Thanks so much.
Thanks.